Okay, so in this video I want to talk about is my speculation of in One Piece and Zoro's final opponent. My speculation is I think Zoro's final opponent will be one of the Gorosei, the guy with the long sword, the guy with the Nodachi sword. The thing here that we know nothing about the Gorosei, only we know that they are to belong to the same group as the other celestial dragons, but they just one step higher than the other celestial dragons. And their leader is him, and they are second in place of the most powerful rank in the world government. Not the first is the other person, is him. So they are. We only know that they is as a group they're called the Gorosei or the Five Elders. We know nothing about what kind of power they use, if they even use powers, if they use armament hockey or conquerors hockey or some devil fruits, or if they are human, or if they are pacifistas, or if they are cyborgs. We don't know these kind of parts. The only thing I can speculate now about is that the guy with the sword have some special sword, one of the legendary swords. So my speculation here is that the special thing with that guy with the sword of the Gorosei is that he can kill devil fruit. What I mean with that is when you kill somebody in One Piece and have eaten a devil fruit, when that person die, that devil fruit come back again, so other person can eat it and get the same power. For example, when Ace die, Doflamingo find that fruit in some way, and then there was a fight in Colosseum, and and Sabo get that fruit, and Sabo get that power that Ace have before. That was the flame fruit. So what I think with this sword is special is like we know that sea stones and obviously water, if you not are a fish person, will neutralize the devil fruit, will make that your devil fruit will not work if you are in special water. If you're down in the deep in the water, or the water is there's some water you can be in, so long you're not up to your head with the water, and the devil fruit will work. But if you're in the water, your devil fruit will not work. So my speculation here is that his sword is the special sword, is that if he kills somebody with a sword, he killed the person, but at the same time he also destroyed the devil fruit at the same time. So somewhere he take up the soul of the fruit, is my speculation, in some way that makes it impossible to the sword to regenerate again, to come back again, to be so some other person can eat that fruit. And his sword is a Nodachi. It's a very long sword, anti-cavalry sword, when they use against spearmen or cavalry in medieval Japan. So this is very a sword for that. That sword, and we know the sword is in a wooden shaft. So we have not yet seen the blade. We only have to see the shaft, the scabbard, and the shaft for the blade. We only know this kind of things. We don't know if the sword has some special color. We don't know if the sword is made of metal. We don't know if the sword is made of pure energy. So it can also be possible the sword is just pure energy. That is so rare sword that they are like a sword that is made from energy, like from fire or electricity, or the sun, or from laser. We know that laser exists in the One Piece world, because we know that technology exists in the One Piece world, high developed technology. So that can also be possible that he have a laser sword, and I don't mean like in Star Wars. I mean, obviously when you say laser sword, most people are gonna think about Star Wars, because Star Wars is obviously the front line of laser sword, obviously. But some kind of energy sword, I don't know what kind, but what kind of because we know that one of the generals use Sun Sword when they fight against Silver Rayleigh, a long time ago when they fight. But that is one of the speculation is that the guy with the sword, his special ability with the sword is that he kill devil fruits. That means they destroy the devil fruit. They will not come back again. If he killed you with the sword, the person will die and the devil fruit will die at the same time. So that is one speculation of his sword. And then we have the other thing that's interesting. If he used a devil fruit, but you can use devil fruit for object and for person at the same time. So for example, if you find some kind of very, very special fruit, example, we can call the fruit soul killer fruit. Obviously we have a better name if that is the case. And he can put that fruit in some way into the sword and eat the other fruit at the same time. So because if your weapon have a devil fruit, you can also have a devil fruit, because you don't. That means you separated the fruit in two different ways. You have one for you and one for the weapon. That means you can have multi devil fruits so long you put them in all different objects. For example, if you have like 5 guns, you can put like 5 different devil fruits in the different guns, and you have different ability. For example, if one of the generals in a marine take the ice fruit, one take the fire fruit, and one take the light fruit with the light energy, they have like 3 different abilities to shoot with ice bullet, fire bullet, and light bullet, and so on. So that is absolutely possible. So long you can. It's not clear if you can eat 2 devil fruit at the same time, and that is there's speculation with Blackbeard that he have eaten. He have 2 devil fruit that we know, but we don't know exactly how he get these 2 devil fruit. We only know one of them. He in some way he killed Whitebeard in the Paramount War, but we don't know exactly how he bring the devil fruit up in some way from that battle. Back to topic with the guy with the sword. So it's very, very hard to say exactly. There's pure speculation here because we know so little about the guy with the sword. But I think he will be the final opponent for Zorro, because I think when you think about the world government, you often the highest of them is the most powerful in different ways, like in power and political powers. But because I think the guy with the sword is, I don't know where his background is. Is he from Wano or is from other place? But it's so interesting with him that I think Zorro will fight him in the end. But the problem, I think this can be Zorro's final opponent, and I think that's what I mean with that is after Zorro have defeat Mihawk and have defeated obviously Mihawk, and then onwards I think the final is the guy with the sword, one of the gorosia, the guy with the sword, because I think he's much stronger than Mihawk. And so it's something special with the sword. So when he's gonna pull out the sword from the scabbard, it's gonna be something special, I think. I cannot say exactly what kind of the sword will be. As I said before, some kind of energy or something very, very special that makes it very extremely different from all others of the swords in the One Piece world. But I think this will belong to the most rarest sword, and so on. And so we have this with the guy with the Zorro and the guy with the sword of the Gorosei, and this is extremely complicated sakes, because since before we don't know and we have so little information, and it's gonna take very, 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 very long time before very long time before we come to this place with Zorro meeting the guy of the Gorosei with the sword. Because we are in, obviously if you don't have read the chapter 1000 or 1001 or 1001, this is obviously spoilers if you're only a manga reader, anime reader, watcher, but if you read the manga, you know that we are in the process we're fighting against Kaido and Big Mom. so it's ex-members of the Rocks Pirates that was under the lead of the Rock Diesebek. And so I said before in other video, Rock Diesebek, my speculation that Rock Diesebek is the same person as Monkey D. Dragon. I know that sounds maybe very strange, but if you think about it, they are very similar in their attitude. They have some differences, but they're very similar. Both of them are against the world government. They are the only powerful group that is not pirates. So they are a different group. We have pirates, we have world government, and we have the revolutionary army. And Monkey D. Dragon is the leader of the revolutionary army. So, and the same thing for Rock Diesebek. The Rocks Pirate was called of the world government as a terrorist organization. And you have to understand this here. When a rebel group tried to protect their country against an invaders, the invaders tried to brandish the rebel group as a terrorist organization. So often it's terrorists and revolutionaries of the opposite side combined as the same thing. So there is a reason why I think Monkey D. Dragon and Rock Diesebek is the same person. They have the D in the name. Obviously many people have the D in the name, but they are something very connected in this way. But we don't know. We only know there was a big battle. I don't know. Okay, this is one more spoiler. So there was a big battle in the Guard Valley. It was Goldie Roger and Carp together against Rocks Pirates, and they defeat them, and they was separated, dispersed, because their power was broken. They were never like a unified force because they would always try to be better than each other. There was like a what you can say? It's like a super group that will never belong together because they have so different ideology. Like Rock Diesebek's purpose is in life to rule the world, to rule everybody, rule the pirates, rule the world government, rule the civilians, rule everybody with power, or that's what the world government say. And the same thing for Monkey D. Dragon is that he's a revolutionary leader, and you have to understand, if Monkey D. Dragon win over the world government, that means that he is the most powerful person then. So what will he do next? That is the problem. When the revolutionaries armies like when they have done what they say they're first gonna do, then they will not stop. They will start roll the ball again. They want to conquer more and more and more and more and more. So they come to the seats of evil power. And that I think is the same. There's a reason why I think that is some way that Monkey D. Dragon, Monkey D. Luffy's father, and Rock Diesebek is the same person. The only thing they have done is they have separated their ideology in some ways, so people will not think they are the same person. So they will change a little bit about the history there. So we know that they are not longer a group, Rocks Pirates. They are the only person that now is a group. Obviously, it's Kaido Big Mom, but Golden Shaki, Silver Axe, John. The other person I always forgot the name of is is a Chinese pirate. We know that all of them are in. We don't know what they are, but they are. If they're living, they are in different places around the One Piece world. And obviously, as I said in the beginning of the video with Zoro and the gorosia, I would say Zoro, the gorosia, the guy with the sword, is much more complicated to say more about because we have nothing about the guy with the sword. We only know that the sword is an Odachi, but we don't know even what if the sword is made of. We don't know if it's a rare sword. We don't know his battle tactic. We don't know even if he used the sword for fight. Even maybe he used the sword just for some kind of hobby. Just he liked to collect swords or something. We don't know. We don't know nothing. We only know that they are the second in rank in the world government. It is the highest. This number 2, number 1 is the him, and they belong to the most powerful race in One Piece, that is the celestial dragons, and so on. Um, that one. So it's more some kind of information about Monkey D. Dragon and Rock D. Sebek, and that is just my speculation that they are the same person. I cannot prove it in any ways, because obviously the dumbest thing I can do is to say, because they looks very similar, but because they are in shadow, Roxy Debek is a picture in shadow picture, so we don't see how we really look. But I think they are the same person. I don't know why, but just because I described before about they have a similarity in their ideology. Both of them have like revolutionary terrorist organization. Yeah, often they are opposite side depict them as the same ideology because they don't want there to be overthrow of the invasion army or be under their control. And obviously because a reason why I think Monkey Dragon is Rocky is also because that the world government are so interested in Monkey D. Luffy, and there's something special with Monkey D. Luffy is that I think that will make it very very interesting that Monkey D. Luffy have obviously Monkey D. Luffy will be the king of the pirate in the end of the One Piece journey, and that was, we don't know how long time they will take to come there, but that is obviously the end of the story that we will, and obviously that when they have a journey through and find all the poneglyphs and all this kind of thing, and obviously because probably Rock D. Sebek have some in his crew that was able to read the poneglyph. We don't know who of them was able to read the poneglyph in the crew. Because we only have information of Kaido, Big Mom, and Shaki, and John and the Silver Axe. So the other two members, the Silver Axe and the Chinese guy, we don't know anything less their name, and I forget the name of the Chinese pirate. I forget his name. And so they obviously fight in the Guard Valley, and they was defeated of alliance force with Gold Roger and Carp. And then there was Vanish, and obviously because Carp is the grandfather. It's a father. Sorry, of Monkey D. Dragon. Is a father. So there can also be a problem. There is that if he is the father, that over Monkey D. Dragon, and Monkey D. Dragon is the father of Monkey D. Luffy. Obviously that can be a problem. But one thing can be that is the problem we have with the manga is that it's very difficult to say how old Monkey D. Dragon was at that time. If Monkey D. Dragon is the same person as I said before as Rock D. Sebek by speculation, I don't have any proof. That means how old are the guy then? And there it's a question there is if they are the same person or not, or something other in the middle. For example, if the other speculation can be that Rock D. Sebek, I don't know. I think they are the same person. I don't know why, but there's something saying that they are the same person in some strange way. Because I don't think that Blackbeard is Rock D. Sebek. I think there's so many different powerful people in the One Piece world that make it very, 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 very difficult to say for certainty what kind of who is not who, or who is the final opponent for the Straw Hat Pirates. Because we have now, obviously spoilers, we have Kaido and Big Mom versus the Straw Hat Pirates Alliance, and we also have this huge spoilers was revealed Kaido's official Devil Fruit. So it's not yet we only know the name of the fruit. We don't know yet. The fish no me. We don't know yet if what kind of mythical creature this that fruit belong to. Kaido's fruit, and because if the fruit is something else than a dragon, that have nothing to do with the dragon meat story, that means that it's an extremely rare person. If Kaido belongs, as I said before in other videos, that if Kaido belongs to the dragon race, that means he's a natural dragon, but like some kind of big giants that can be combined with a dragon. He can transform to a dragon, and that means if he have that power, so he's separate from the devil fruit. That means it's an extremely rare thing. So there's so many colorful things that happen in the One Piece world right now that make it so it's so hard to say who will be the final. And that is because then we have Rock Beck, that will make it more complicated than before. And then we have the gorosia, then we have him. So they come different 3 possibilities here. One is that Rock Beck and Monkey D. Dragon is the same person. That is one. The second thing is that him, the leader over all of the world governments, and the leader of everybody in the marine and the world government, is Rock Beck. And the third one is that Rock Beck is I think it's only I have only 2 speculations that Rock Beck is Monkey D's father. That means that he is the same person as him, because that can also be possible that in some way Rock Beck in some way was this some way he took over the throne over the world government in some way, and they don't want to say because they don't want to tell the world that they have lost against him. That can be a possibility, and so on. But we have One Piece world is very, very, very interesting. But it's a huge world, and we have so many things that is yet not explored, and this kind of thing. And so I look forward tomorrow to read the chapter 1002, and I hope in that chapter we will see some more about what happened to spoilers again if you're only an anime watcher, but we hope we see some more fight against more what happened to Jinbei and who's who, and if Yamato will versus Sasaki and all this kind of thing. And obviously I absolutely want to see Kaido's devil fruit, because this kind of thing. So that is everything I really want to say in this video.